Hey, it's meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen here with a look at your forecast. The heat is going to dominate the headlines for the rest of today. We have a heat advisory in place. This will be the seventh time already this June that we've hit above 95 degrees in the Denver metro area. That's something that's only happened 5 other times in Denver history, which goes back some 150 years. So it's certainly some unusual heat and something that we'll have to pay attention to very carefully as we go through the day. Let's take a look outside right now, and we see the mostly blue skies out there. That's going to help that sunshine start to warm those temperatures up, and it's also going to impact the way it feels for us out there as well. So as we go through a couple more hours here of clear skies, we're already up to 93 degrees here that's the Denver International Airport temperature. It's 92 degrees here at the 9 News Studios in South downtown Mile High City. And also notice the humidity and the dew point. So dry air, that's going to help those temperatures kind of go out of control today. No moisture to moderate that temperature. So we're looking at some pretty hot temperatures all across the state, but there are some heat advisories in some particular areas, which does include the entire Denver metro area, where we could see temperatures of 96 to 99 degrees right here in our area. That does include El Paso County as well, and the entire Arkansas River Valley from Canyon City down to the state line there near Holly. We could see temperatures as high as 107 degrees today down in that area. So that is some serious heat, even for the Arkansas River Valley, which does get some of the warmest temperatures in the state. Not only will those high temperatures spike out pretty high, but we will also be looking at an extended period of time in those hot temperatures, looking at it being above 90 degrees for a good 8 to possibly 9 hours as we go through the day. Although you do see those clouds in the cloud icons in that temperature timeline there, and we will get those afternoon showers to develop once again, and that will give us at least a few brief breaks from the extreme heat, but that really only drops the temperature down a few degrees when those clouds do move over. But there is a potential to get some cooler, gusty winds, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Here's your forecast, high temperatures. For the rest of the state, you see down there all those 100-degree temperatures really capturing your eye down in the southeast and to our east there. But the impact there with this heat is in the metropolitan areas like Denver and Colorado Springs, where those temperatures of 98 degrees and 95 degrees, super unusual for this time of year. That's very few times has it been this hot this early in the summer. So that's why we have these heat advisories in place. A western slope looking pretty toasty out there too. Moab and Grand Junction clocking in at 100 degrees today as well. Mountains will be fairly sunny and warm for them. And of course, when you're in the mountains, you feel that heat a little bit stronger because there's no atmosphere up there, no atmosphere to block the solar radiation. So 81 degrees there in Granby, you're going to get a sunburn real quick in that type of situation. So we talked about the afternoon showers and thunderstorms that might develop and give us just a little bit of a brief break, kind of like they did yesterday. Let me take you through the timeline here with the front range, kind of focus on the front range here as the cloud cover starts to develop kind of isolated and maybe start to get scattered in the afternoon. Might see a few showers start to pop up along the front range around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. These storms are going to be very high based, which means the bottom of the storm is going to be very high up into the atmosphere, which means any rain that does fall out of it has to fall a very long ways, and a lot of it is going to be able to evaporate as it falls all that great distance. And what you end up getting is not as much rain, but more wind down at underneath those storms. So the cloud cover could give you a few degrees of shade, and then the gusty winds could give you a brief cool down. But as you see, when the clouds move right back out, the temperature spikes right back up. So that cool down could be very brief. And then once we get towards the sunset time, we start to get a little bit more cloud cover, and the temperature finally starts to go down. But I think it's pretty standout to have upper 80s at in between 8 and 10 o'clock at night. So it's going to be a warm day, even though we'll get just a few breaks from those clouds and those afternoon thunderstorms. Starting tomorrow, the storm coverage and severe storm risk will start to go up. Here's the severe thunderstorm risk for Wednesday. We do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk that does include part of the Front Range and very close to the Denver metro area. In fact, this little polygon here, which of course is not very specific, but it does include DIA, so the closer you are even outside of this polygon means your storm chances are higher than if you were farther away from the green polygon. So we are looking at those storms coming in tomorrow. Here's the forecast model, futurecast, showing those storms kind of rotating in from the desert southwest. This is kind of a monsoon-like setup, although it's not a monsoon pattern developing that we've seen just yet, but it is a monsoon flow which will bring that moisture up from the desert southwest, and we'll get some scattered showers in the mountains. And then as we get into the afternoon hours, you can see just by the characterization of this simulated radar with the darker colors, even some pinks in there, that those storms could start to get a little bit stronger in the afternoon once they start to develop down on the plains, places like Denver, Fort Collins, and places to the east. And as we get towards the later parts of the evening tomorrow, those storms will most likely become severe just out towards the eastern plains of Colorado tomorrow. So we're looking at the potential for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts all the way to the state line by 10 p.m. tomorrow night. And here's the temperatures for tomorrow. Still another toasty one. I think we could probably knock a few more degrees off the last couple of days that we've seen, but we're looking at middle 90s once again for most of us along the Front Range. Some more 100-degree temperatures out to the southeast. So with the earlier and more widespread cloud cover, maybe get a few degrees of a break there, but still 94 degrees is the forecast for Denver tomorrow. That's still pretty toasty. And then another one here, if you look at the 7-day forecast, Thursday, once again, we'll see another round of scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. A few of those could be severe. A little bit more coverage on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those temperatures gradually decrease as we head towards the passage of a first storm system since this big ridge of high pressure is developed, maybe coming in on Friday or potentially Saturday there, which could give the temperatures a little bit of a break, maybe dropping down below 90 for the first time in several days, but another rebound for a couple of more hot days coming up towards the end of the weekend and as we start the next week. So stay safe out there in that heat. Limit your outdoor exposure if you can. And if you can't, definitely please stay hydrated today. Thank you for tuning in to the forecast. Have a good one.